Welcome everyone. How are you doing tonight? I think it's going to work in both places. Won't that be a miracle? Now if we can just find this, then we're good to go. Okay. I'll be darned. We did it. All right. We are live. Yoo-hoo! All right, tonight we're going to be making some earrings. These are some wood shapes that I cut out on our laser. So we're going to be making some earrings with resin. I don't know if you can see that. See the little flowers in there? Might be hard to see. I will try and zoom in and hopefully you'll be able to see. I'm going to show you just how we did this. So let me see if we can get you in here. Hello. Say hello when you're popping on. Let me know where you're watching from. Let's clean this up. Looks a little messy. There we go. All right. So I made these. I put the earrings on some tape. Put a little resin in there. Added the flowers. So I'm going to show you how to do it a couple of ways. This is the one way we're going to do it tonight also. And I'll tell you what, the tweezers that they gave me aren't that great. So, alright, so this is what we're going to do. I'm actually going to take these two discs and we're going to put a little resin on here to hold them in place, and then we're going to cover them. So, I have this turned around. When you're making your earrings, you do not want the resin to come in contact with the light before you start the process. If you do, you're going to have a mess. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a little on the disc. And this is so I can get my flowers in place. Now these dried flowers were purchased from Amazon, and I have links in the description on YouTube of where you can get everything. So all I'm doing now is just piling some of these flowers on top of each other. Now I want to get a little bit of this resin over here because our flower broke. So these are real dry flowers. So what you want to do is you want to be extremely careful with them. There. So look at that. I find that's the easiest way to pick these up. It's better than using the tweezers. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to try and make them look the same. Don't worry about your air bubbles because I'll show you how to get rid of those. But we're just going to go ahead and we're going to pick up our flowers and put them in the resin so they're in there real good. Oops. So all I'm doing is just stacking these in place. Let's put that over here. Now I did find that this red is darker on one side than it is on the other side. So there we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cover, and how are we going to do this? All right. I don't want the resin to get in the hole. So I'm actually going to cut off that and kind of stick it in the hole. Well, that's not going to work. Let's see if we can cut it a little bit on the shorter end. This is just a way to keep the resin out of the hole. Actually, that was... Nope. Alright, we're going to try and work around it. Hello, and welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. So here we go. Now I'm going to go around the sides first. And like I said, I'm going to try and avoid that hole, because we don't want our resin plugging up the hole. So I'm just kind of dotting it so we get a good bit on top here, and then we seal off our flowers. Get a little there. Now, if you have any bubbles, a lighter gets rid of the bubbles. There we go. And we'll do this side too. And you want to make sure you do all your correcting now before you put it in under the light. Because once it goes under the light, you can't correct. So if you have anything in the earring hole, you want to get that out right away before you put it under the light. Because it's not going to set up until it comes in contact with the UV light. So I'm just dotting around here to make sure I have everything sealed. And you don't have to use earrings. You can do ornaments. You can do whatever you want. All right. I think I see a few bubbles. This is the easiest way I found to get rid of the bubbles. There's one stubborn one right there. So we're just going to tap it. And I think we're going to add a blow. Don't want to do that. We're going to add a little bit here. And get rid of that. Oh, there's one more bubble. All right. Cap on. And then what we're going to do, oh, another bubble. Although I don't think the bubbles will show up real. I don't think they'll stand out on this because of the coloring of the background. We're going to put this on for 60, now we're going to do 90 seconds. And we're going to let that set over here. We're going to hit it a few times. So let's go ahead and start another pair, and I'll turn this around just like that so it doesn't come in contact with what we're working over here. I've got a fan going because I'm trying to blow some of that odor away. So when I grabbed this packet of dry flowers, I actually got all of these. So we've got some green, We've got purple and yellow. We've got some kind of off-white. We've got pink. We've got blues. We have reds and more green. So I thought we'd kind of do the same on this one. So anybody have any color combinations they really like? This is in a plastic sleeve, and then there's a plastic layer on top. So I thought we'd use some of these little, this always stands out really nice on the stain. Now all these were stained ahead of time with that antique wax that I use by Waverly. And then I sealed them with clear acrylic, because if you don't, it won't take the resin as well. So let's kind of place them on here. Kind of graduate them in size going down. But I think I want something on the back. So let's look at these little pink flowers. Let's see how they would look if we incorporated some of those in between. Trying to get it like set up on here first. Actually, it may just be easier just to put a resin on first and then put it in the resin. Let's try that. Let's clean this up and kind of spread it out a little and then use that to pick it up. That looks kind of nice. Move that up a little. These are very delicate, that's for sure. Have any of you tried this? Tried working with the flowers and the resin? This is time consuming. Hey Peggy, how are you? Yeah, these are, we made the wood earrings on our laser. Here's one that I did. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe if I hold it up like that. This has purple and yellow flowers in it. See how close I can get it for you. And maybe y'all can zoom in too better than I am. But they're just so pretty and so delicate. All right, let's get another little one in there. We're just trying different ones. Now we have one sitting in here that we just did, and it's still a little tacky. But isn't that pretty? The red and blue and white. They are my favorite too, purple and yellow. We're going to leave these cure just a little longer. It's a lot harder with this because it cannot penetrate through to the back like it does with the clear. So this may take a while. And I may just get it so it's not tacky and let it sit overnight. All right. Now the object with this, we already have the flowers in place. But the idea is to not let it get in the holes. And these flowers are real, they're dried, and they're very tiny. So you really got to have a fine touch here, which I don't know that I do. I'm just trying to get this flat now. Yeah, let's see if we can turn this, bring these down some. There we go. So I'm trying to keep them on the wood. And now we're just going to, well, first we're going to trim that little stem that's sticking up there. There we go. I think I want more of that pink in there. Just a little bit more. Next, we're going to use one with foil. That turned out pretty like that. Should have gloves on for this, but they aren't here. And I think my OCD is coming through. It has to look balanced for me. So I want it the same on both sides pretty much. There we go. All right, now we're going to cover this. I don't want it to go over the side. And we don't want it to get in the hole. So we're going to kind of go around the hole. And we used a little bit of the resin to tack it in place. It's going in the hole. Let's kind of get it down this way some. There we go. Should have gloves on for this and should have a mask. And I know that if you just dot up to the side, it should not drizzle over. I mean, if you go back and look at any of my videos when we've done the resin, yes, it is resin. No, it's going down the hole. No, we don't want you going down the hole. Let's see. There. As long as I have a little break there, I should be able to do it okay with that. Now, if there were any holes or any bubbles, I would use this. but I'm not seeing any. I'm just seeing a dip there. There we go. All right, this should be done. Aren't they pretty? Oh, I love those. All right, so we're going to put those there. Oh, you really can't see them, can you? There we go. All right, so we're going to get these on here, and we're going to put these under the light. Make sure we've got everything clear, if we do. All right, I'm going to turn it on for 99, and then I'm going to hit it again. All right, now I'm going to show you how to do one that have the holes in the middle. All right. Now there is a resin tape that you should use for this. Again, it didn't come in, so I didn't have it. So we are going to go ahead and do it this way. We're just using regular packing tape. Now you really have to press down. Hi, Nanny Dot. You really have to press down because you want to seal it on the bottom, like around here, so the resin does not leak out there. So what we're going to do with this one, done some with the flowers, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take some of the foil and we're going to tear it up and put it in there. So it's going to look like flecks. And I'm just going to put a little in here so we have something to stick it to. And then we're going to fill it up. We're going to, and this is the way I did the yellow and purple. So what we're going to do with this one, I'm going to hit that again. Try and get the bubble out. There we go. Let's, I don't know, should we go ahead and use some different colored foil? Oh well, this being my first time using the foil, we're just going to go and use. Now this foil is really delicate too. And boy, that fan is probably going to blow it all over. There. So what I'm doing is I'm just ripping off little pieces of it and putting it in the resin. Yep. First thing you do is don't get it near your tape or it's going to stick to your tape, which it did. All right. All right, we're going to use both colors. It's very fine. All I'm doing is getting little pieces of it on my tape. Not where it's supposed to be going. But my fan is blowing it around. Come on, you. I may have to shut that fan off. Come on now. Okay, the trick is rip it over here, grab it, and then place it. I think we need a little more silver in there. So let's see if we can do this. correctly. There, that's easier. Yeah, don't you fly away. Get back here. All right. Then we are going to stick it under there first and hit it once. Ooh, here's these. They turned out really cute. Didn't they? I love, love, love. All right, let's put these on there because we're going to set up that resin that we put the foil in, and then we're going to add another layer. See, and the foils I got, they all come, these are two colored. They're like gold on one side and then another color, and these two. We should throw some of that in there maybe, the rose gold. Should we throw some of that on top of the gold? I also have all kinds of, I'm going to show you how to put the hooks on these also. I don't have the wood earrings in my shop, so if anybody wants any, just get a hold of me. Wow, that kind of has blue in it. This kind of has red in it and orange. I think I kind of like this like copper look. Let's put a piece of that here. And let's put some of that. And I also have these too, these little silicone brushes that I could push that into. There we go. Let's go ahead and rip some of this and get some of that in there too. Just as another, come on, color. That's the ticket. Hold it down and rip it back up. Just wish those tweezers would have worked. Here they are. Well, they kind of do. But then it kind of sticks to them. They're not real good. I think they came with the foil. All right, so let's go ahead and push this down and fill it in. If you did it right on the bottom, you shouldn't have anything sinking out from underneath. And we got some bubbles. There we go. Right there. Need more resin. The idea is to cover it, but then go back and kind of make a dome-like on it. Got some resin on the earring. Didn't want to do that, but we did. There we go. All right, now we'll put that back in there. All right, got to put the lid on this. Now, I have options here. We can do hook, or we can do a post, or I even have little brown posts, like if we wanted to add wood to the top of it. I don't think these really go with these colors, so I think for this one, let's see. What our gold looks like. Tell me I didn't bring any in here. I did. But I didn't bring any jump rings. Or did I? I had everything together, so I wouldn't have to go room. We're just going to use the silver. Now, I couldn't find the jump rings that came with the hooks that I bought on Amazon. The jump rings are too small. So I couldn't find the 6mm, which is what you need. So I had to go to the 7. But in here, this is my friend. This thing is awesome. And I'll show you why. This can be really hard to do too. So what I do is I take a pair of needle nose and then I slip this on my finger. There are 2 slots on here. So what I do is I take the jump ring and put it on its side. And I stick it one of the slots and then I bend it. And what it does is it opens up that for me. And then that way it's easier to slide in. So let's go ahead and do a post on this. I think that would be the easiest. So I'll get out. Actually, I kind of like the gold, but I'm using the silver jump ring, so I'll go ahead and use silver. But it comes with the little backs. Okay. So I gotta hold my jump ring again, because now we're going to add the little post to it. This ball is so slippery. There we go. All right, so we're going to hold this again, and we're going to put that in there, except you really need to get the jump ring on the side for it to work. Okay, that is hook up, making sure I had the back. Now what I bought at Dollar General were these little tags, craft tags, and I always poke a hole in there and put this on. But because these craft tags are brown and the earrings are brown, I plan on putting a little piece of paper on there. Hey, Joanne. Yes, it's all, everything is working. So we're live tonight. So we're making earrings. I'm showing everybody how to put the thing together. So we need one more jump ring. And again, I think for this, you'd be better off using the 6mm. When I have it with the, this is 1/8 inch. This is 1/4 inch. So when I have the 1/4 inch wood, I have to use 7s. I had to order some 6mm jump rings, and they're not here yet. So you're going to put that through the hole now that we have it open. Okay. And trying to fix it so it ends up in the front. So again, we put our jump ring on the side and we just work it. Work it, work it. Sometimes you have a stubborn jump ring, and these balls are slippery. Alright, so when this happens, where I got my front that's kind of far away from the back, I get 2 needle nose and pull it together. Come on. And then I'll use the ring to make sure it's straight. Just being stubborn. Come on. Because if you don't have your jump ring closed, they're going to lose their earring. So that's important. There we go.